It's RMSO with the side-by-side comparison of a section of video we captured after pointing the camera in the direction where several vocalizations came from. Duke and Johnny from World Bigfoot Radio were gracious enough to visit the location around the same time of day and during a similar overcast to film at the exact location so that we could use the footage for comparison. They did an amazing job finding and identifying the exact location. It actually took them 2 expeditions of investigations to nail down the exact spot. I decided to line up the main tree we both passed during the video and use it as a starting point. I had to stagger the frames to get the tree to line up. However, it is easy to see they are in the right location. I will play this footage forward, then reverse, then forward again, so that you can have a good look and can formulate your own opinion from the comfort of home. We will then show the long, amazing tracks in the trackway of deep Bigfoot track impressions that Duke, Jenny, and Kelly documented that day. We noticed it behind a log leaning against a host tree. It appears to take a look at us after the vocalization, then hides behind the host tree. Not saying these are Bigfoot tree peeking at us and vocalizing, however, we would like to show what we and other viewers have identified in the video. I would also like to zoom in and slow the footage down so everyone can take a better look. If it wasn't for the amazing Bigfoot trackways we found that day, and then the vocalizations, it prompted us to point the camera in the direction we would have just shrugged off this 220 frame section that lasted under 4 seconds. But because of everything found and heard at that point in time, here it is. After we play this footage, we will show off some of the better 19-inch tracks we found in 2 separate trackways. One trackway went down the mountain toward the creek, the other went up toward the mountain peak. Just got vocalizations off that way. There it goes again. A bunch of hooping.
Whole track in so they can see.
Look, something went up the hillside right here. Jenny found these tracks about 8.5 inches wide right there. I don't think it used the entire foot here. Yeah, I think it was just using the front pad of the foot, which there's about 13 inches of it. I think the hill probably extended off the hillside here. Also stepped right there. It was heading up this embankment hillside.
Whatever it was nimble because...
And usually a Bigfoot track at the widest point, the length of the track's usually about double. However, saying that, once they hit about 8 inches wide, 8.5 inches wide, they usually quit getting any wider. But that's something that would be 17 inches or longer. But yeah, whatever it was heavy as hell. That went up right there. This one's about 19 inches in length. And you can see where one of the toes really... It may have been the big toe on the right foot that really shoved in right here as it leaped. It brought the rest of this dirt down on its tracks when it leaped. Oh yeah, 8.5 inches wide, just like the one below. The one below was just like most of the front of the mid-tarsal, but this is the entire track. And it terminates about 6 inches is where it starts curving to the back. And you can see the heel come clear back to here. Yeah, this one's ginormous. This one, from the top of the big toe to where it terminates and curves around in the back, is about 18.5 to 19 inches in length. Yeah, I am seeing another track over here.
And like, it's not even a track, it's a crater.
Yeah, one of his toes is showing up really good on this side. And he sunk in deep. He sunk in about 2.5 inches in the rear. And I'm having a hard time coming up this. And he probably come up here gracefully compared to me. Do you guys find one up here that has around a 19-inch track?
Oh yeah.
Guesstimate this one's 18.5 to 19 inches in length. by the couple of tracks I just looked at. More tracks that come up from here. See, down into this gully. And this road that we're on is closed off to traffic. You can't drive on this anymore. There's a service gate.
Oh my God.
It just looks like steps.
Yeah, it's come up and down this.
I think a lot of times.
It may be going down and getting some drink down in that creek down
like
there.
a little creek or
Creek
something
down there.
Down there. And then he comes right back up here to the ridge.
Look, this looks like his foot actually going down. Okay, we showed you several of them going uphill, but this is it going downhill. Its toes have just driven in right here and done a ton of damage with all of its weight. Going downhill. Person kind of sidesteps going down, but it's got its toe pointed straight down, no problem. Where you or I would be sidestepping down this to avoid breaking our neck. That is deep, deep. He sunk in a good 6 inches.
Well, I'll guarantee one thing, whatever's making these tracks, it ain't a cow.
No.
Check out that. This is it coming down. It is 18 inches up to the toe section. And the toes come up here. And it coming downhill, you would think that it would put all of its weight in the front. But probably keeping its balance, it put most of the weight in the back, giving us a really nice hill area.
Crushed the ground down about a foot, you know.
Yeah.
The hill is about 5 inches wide where it starts to curve to the back. And up at the toe area, 8 inches. And this one looks like it's got the crazy toe off to one side. And it sunk in on the downhill side 4 inches, uphill side about 6 inches. So now we got evidence of it going uphill and downhill.
You got another one right there. You got another one right there. You got another one right there, and that's where it stepped down off the embankment.
Yeah, people, it's a trackway. It's not just a one-hopping legged Sasquatch. In my experience, Bigfoot does not like to leave tracks. Once you find a good one, it leads to more, and we probably just saw a couple dozen tracks there, but 5 or 6 of them were the fully defined, where you got both sides of the feet, the heel and the toes. But when they're going uphill, they sometimes just use the front of the mid-tarsal, so you're only getting 3/4, half of a footprint.
Yep. We've seen them doing that a lot on really steep hillsides where they'll take their foot and they'll cram it in like a piton. And this much of their foot actually goes into the hillside, and that's what they're putting all their weight on. So you never see the back of the foot.
I've seen that in Washington.
And always remember, don't flip off the mountain giant, don't poke Dogman with a stick, don't punt the Puckwudgies, and for God's sakes, whatever you do not hug the Wookiees.
That is some Bigfooting advice from Duke on World Bigfoot TV.